The chess world is slowly coming to a close. Longevity has a limit, and new prodigies are replacing the greats of the previous generation. When predicting when the top 10 chess players will quit competitive chess, we have to realize that greatness doesn't last forever, or even last at all. Let's take a look at the players who are more than likely here to stay for at least another 10 years. Starting off with Fabiano Caruana, described as a machine, he has already had a largely successful career based on concrete chess and spectacular performances. He is the only person in the past 15 years who can be compared to the strength of Magnus Carlsen and still plays each candidates tournament like it's his first one. You can see him lasting as long as Viswanathan Anand, who still plays very strong chess at 55 years old. But now we have Vincent Keimer, who, although obviously has had a very successful career so far, has been overshadowed by other prodigies. He's an incredibly solid player, and now that he's entered the top 10 in the world, people are finally giving him the respect he deserves, so he will definitely be here for a long time. The third and fourth players in this section, and the ones that have been overshadowing Vincent, are Praggnanandhaa and Arjun Erigaisi, two Indian powerhouses that burst onto the scene and improved rapidly, garnering themselves worldwide attention. They're both obviously very impressive, and at one point there was even a debate between Arjun and the current world champion as to who was better. Both awesome players with bright careers ahead of them, definitely belonging in the 10+ year category. Now moving on to players that might not have too long left. These are the players that are slowly but surely having fewer peak performances, fewer wins, and showing just a bit less of the domination that everybody is used to seeing from them. So who better to start with than Magnus Carlsen? There used to be a time where Magnus's name alone would tell everyone who the winner of a tournament was going to be before it even began. Every top tournament, he's the favourite. He's expected to win, and he has always delivered. However, in recent years, we have seen signs that this may be soon to fade. Despite still dominating the chess world, we've seen elements of him slipping recently. The first big step came when he gave up the World Championship. Undoubtedly still the best, and rightly so, deciding not to play because he didn't enjoy the format, but even still, it showed that his priorities may be slowly drifting away from chess. And then came some of the losses he has taken. Recently, he's shown signs of not being on his top form, something you can take from his drop in ratings since his peak, and like in the game where he famously slammed the table in Norway chess, he was in a position that he shouldn't have lost from. Combine all of this with the fact that he has recently become a dad and the obvious responsibilities and stresses that brings, the chess world wouldn't be surprised if one day he decided to calmly put down the pieces and step away. He's proven he's the best to ever do it, and the community would respect him if he wanted to. But on the other hand, he could keep playing until he's physically too old to do so, because he clearly loves the game. This theme of chess not being the main priority bodes the same also for Hikaru Nakamura, who since blowing up on Twitch calls himself a streamer first and a chess player second. Although with recent events he's obviously motivated to succeed, may lead him to decide to step away in the next 5 or more years. His recent tournament appearances, however, do say otherwise, with his intentions to play in the next candidates tournament through playing 40 of his required games. He could go on to win the entire World Championship, which would definitely spell a different story. Before moving on to the hot take of where the world champion currently stands, the last person from the top 10 who might not be around for too much longer is Wesley So. The Filipino-American grandmaster has become the 960 world champion, won the Singfield Cup, amongst other top-level events and great performances. But for the chess community, apart from his big wins, he's appeared absent for periods of time, or has lived in the shadow of the other American giants, like Hikaru and Fabiano. Now, the uncertain futures, disappearances, or maybe even burnout is what defines our final section, and we're starting off with Wei Yi. Despite having some very notable performances in the past 2 years, where he won Tata Steel in 2024, performed well in the Prague Chess Festival, and then beat Levon Aronian in a match, which boosted him into the top 10. Prior to all of these events, he had plateaued and even dropped some rating for 6 years between 2017 and 2023. It's hard to gauge whether or not these performances are just a run of good form or something that is here to stay. Alongside the fact that he doesn't make too many public appearances, the chess world is unsure where he stands and what his future may hold. Someone who may or may not surprise those watching is Alireza Firouzja, who has quite publicly again shown that chess isn't his top priority. He peaked at 28.01 4 years ago and was set to be Magnus Carlsen's heir to the chess throne, but then came his performances in the 2022 and 2024 candidates where fans wanted to see more from him. And with his focuses on fashion and a drop from 2nd to 16th, he quite quickly seemed to be fading away during this period. He has recently continued to dominate online speed chess events and won the 2024 Sinquefield Cup, which bumped him back up to 6th in the world, but he has also dropped out of the 2025 FIDE World Cup, closing a major candidates qualification path for himself. It's hard to tell where his priorities may lie in the future, as well as that he's young and is allowed to do what he likes, but only time will tell. The last and potentially hottest take of this video is the current world champion, Gukesh Domoraju. In fact, Gukesh is more of an honourable mention in this video, as he, as of the time of recording, sits outside of the top 10, in 11th place. So let's get into why he might slip away from the top spots sooner than we think. He's the youngest world champion ever, winning it all at 18, having extremely good performances in very strong events, but this might be the exact reason why it might slip away soon. Winning a world championship is the absolute pinnacle of chess achievement, and when you achieve something like this so early, what else is there left? Irrespective of whether or not he enjoys playing and is motivated to perform well, which we know he is, it goes without saying that it should be something to be considered. It's also worth taking into consideration that recently he has not been on great form, falling out of the top 10 and not putting in the performances expected from a world champion. This can all be considered speculation, and Gukesh could return to form tomorrow, keep his world championship title, and dominate the chess world for the rest of his career. For that reason, we'll put him in the 5+ year category, with it potentially swinging either way, depending on the next couple of years. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Love you all, and goodbye.